York's classic rock. Q1043.
Q104.3. Tom Papa is here with us, and I'm so glad that you were hungry this morning.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
I've been waiting to do that the whole time. I saw you in the hall. I was like, I got to save it.
Oh.
I got to give him the Frosty. Happy birthday! Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you, and speaking of food, your new 2025 tour has the coolest name.
Thank you.
The Grateful Bread Tour.
Love it.
Now, of course, Tom
Love it.
Papa is a famous author and comedian and podcaster and bon vivant.
Bon vivant.
But Baker, as a matter of fact, Tom Papa might have been singularly responsible for the sourdough phenomenon that circled the earth during the pandemic.
Thank you for saying that, because a lot of people ask, did you start baking bread in the pandemic? And it was like, no, I started way before. It's like when you're into a band way before everyone else is.
Right.
I was like, I think I might be the reason that people, when I was posting, people were like, all right, I'm going to do that too.
Yeah, I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
thank you for pointing that out.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth.
It's the truth. The first time we had a sourdough bread discussion with you was well before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was beginning that, we spoke during the pandemic as well, but as it was beginning to happen, I know that much of it may have been in its genesis fueled by the stuff that you were posting.
Exactly. Thank you. And by the way, I'm still going. I'm still baking 4 loaves a week. Where are all these other people? Where's Jake Gyllenhaal now?
Do you still have the original yeast growing in
Yep.
there?
I've got 2 sourdough starters in my refrigerator. Before I came to see you and get on an airplane, I had to feed them. Take them out, feed them flour and water, make sure they're all okay and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see them when I get back.
What do they eat?
They eat flour and water.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you trust your family with
Shelley, you
Oh,
have
yeah, they don't want anything to do with
You
it.
have to remind me one day this week, because I don't want to take up our time with Tom Papa, but there was a very interesting story in the New York Times about the plant's reaction to things. Remember I told you the tomatoes scream when you cut the plant?
Yes.
And all of that. Well, they have audio.
Of tomato
Oh,
screams?
no.
They have audio.
No.
And
Yeah.
they curse.
And there's
You're
different.
killing me.
Well,
Can't play it on the radio.
Well,
They swear.
there are different sounds. Like if a tomato's thirsty and wants, some water, that's a different sound it'll make than if it's, having part of its body chopped off.
This is why I only eat meat.
Now, your Grateful Bread tour will be at the Beacon Theater
Yeah, baby.
on May 3rd, which is such an historic venue.
It's the first time I'm playing it on my own.
Oh, wow.
I'm very excited. I saw shows there for years, of course, and then worked with different people there. But now I get to do my own show there. It's pretty amazing. And it would make an amazing Christmas present for somebody.
Yeah, because you can get tickets now at tompapa.com.
Like how we just slid on.
Yeah.
But you are not only, a very successful and popular person on your circuit, but you are supportive to other people who are on the way up. I heard what you did for Dave Hills.
Dave Hill, yeah. My very talented Dave Hill.
Yeah,
I directed his one-man show.
Yeah, his off-Broadway show.
Yeah. Caveman in a spaceship. And you were nice to have him on, right? He came in here.
He came in here, and it was, from everything that I've heard, not only wildly entertaining, but also extraordinarily innovative.
It really is. He's so unique. And he's been on my Come to Papa show at the Village Underground, which I'm doing the Christmas show tomorrow, actually.
Oh, wow.
He's been on that show. We've been good friends for years. And I've watched him develop this show, essentially, in pieces. And then he came and asked if I would direct it. I jumped on it because I just want Dave Hill to be out in the world.
Yeah,
more Dave Hill.
Well, there are props, staging involved. It was.
You got to come. It's going to come back. We're looking for some dates like around the beginning of the spring, and we're gonna have another run.
Be fantastic.
Yeah.
But you say one-man show, and you think, okay, a guy stands on a stage. That's not what this
No,
was.
yeah, yeah. I shouldn't even have said that. It's really like a rock. It's like we say that it's like as if a rock show met a comedy show and slept with your mom.
And actually, describes it perfectly.
Doesn't it?
It really does.
It's awesome.
And your podcast, Breaking Bread, is still going strong?
Going strong. I was last night with Jim Gaffigan. We had Jimmy Kimmel on recently, and Seinfeld, and Sarah Silverman, and yeah, it's really kind of having a nice little bump right now. It's great. That's on Spotify
So things are
and YouTube.
going well.
Things are going pretty good.
Well, Tom, you just mentioned some of your fellow giants of comedy.
Yeah.
Is it ever kind of, I don't know, scary to be around them?
Scary?
I mean, intimidating? I mean,
No.
all those great minds all in one place?
I get intimidated by people who are not comedians, who aren't like comedians. They're all 12-year-old kids to me.
You mean someone like me who can't be funny even if I really, really try?
I'm intimidated right now.
Oh.
That's also a very unfair statement.
That's what makes you...
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
That was very funny what he just did. And his
Thank
facial
you.
expression. That's why you're the famous comedian.
But I had the other day I had Lisa Kudrow on,
Okay.
and she's, you could argue she is a comedian, but she's a comedic actor.
Right.
And I didn't really know her from the clubs. You always run into comics, even if they're Chris Rock or we're all kind of just knuckleheads. I can hang with all that. Lisa was a little intimidating because she's such a huge star. Mm-hmm. I don't really know her. She's got a different kind of energy. For her, I was a little nervous.
I'm told by people who know these things
Happy birthday.
that being a comedic actor is hard.
Yes, I think to be a really good one, because you have to, there's an honesty. You can't play for laughs, essentially. It's like the more serious and the more truthful you are with the acting, and just trust that the comedy's going to come out of the situation and the script. And some people, as we see all over, really push the comedy when they're acting, and it gets a little corny, or it's not that. The great ones, and Lisa is one of those. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is one of those. They just play it so honestly. And that's a difficult thing to do when you're playing for a laugh, and then you don't play. It's kind of like steering into the turn in the ice, Mm-hmm. It's kind of against your instinct. So yeah, I would back that up.
Tom Papa is with us here at Q104.3. When you have ideas for new material, and your material can be rather complex. You're a great storyteller, and you tell stories that are funny. Mm-hmm. But when you have an idea, for a bit, do you write it down or do you just keep it in your head?
I have to write it down. Once in a while, it'll be so impactful, or it came from something maybe my wife said, where I know I will remember it. But I know myself well enough. Write it down, because even when you think you've got it, there's a good chance I'm going to forget it. I mean, the good thing about getting a little older is, like anyone in my life that's repeating stories now, they're all new to me. Like I need to hear stories. I need to hear stories 4 or 5 times before I'm going to remember it.
Well, as Shelley and Trevor both know,
Yeah.
on occasion I go downstairs to the sidewalk for a breath of fresh air.
I've heard that.
And I think while I'm down there.
Yes.
If it's like 55 in the hour, I'm thinking, well, this is a good idea for, 8:10.
Right.
And I come back upstairs and maybe stop in the men's room before coming into the studio for a moment, grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and it's all gone.
Right.
Because you didn't write it down.
It's
Yes.
gone from my head.
I know.
Yeah.
What about, in the old days, I used to keep a piece of paper with a pen in my back right pocket. Always. Folded down, 8.5 by 11, always jotting that way. Now, I don't like this as much. It's not as cool, but I use notes on my iPhone or voice memo. I'll just say it into the thing. That might be your play.
You know,
No?
James Taylor's a great songwriter.
Got an Android.
He doesn't have a phone.
I have a phone.
Happy birthday!
He Android shames me all the time because I have an Android.
So
and
if we texted,
iPhones.
yeah, I would just get those green. I would get green.
Oh,
Yup.
see, stop it! Now you're doing it too.
Jeez, what birthday is this? Oh, it's terrible.
But you know, James Taylor is a great songwriter.
I've heard.
And and going back in time because the world has changed. But James Taylor said that he used to walk down the street and have an idea for a song, and he'd go to a payphone and call his home answering machine.
Wow.
And he'd sing to his home answering machine over the phone.
Amazing. Oh, wouldn't it be great to get those messages?
Yes,
That would be
it would.
insane.
I'm not saying everything's funny on these things. There's a lot of things that are not.
Is
like
it shorthanded or
what's
is it
that?
shorthand or like you actually write it?
Yeah,
all?
like I'm looking at it now. One of the notes is counting hours on fingers. Now I know I still when I go to bed at night when I have a flight early in the morning I don't just say okay I've got to get up at 4:30 to get to the airport. But I say at 9 o'clock I'm going. All right, if I fall asleep now I'm good. 10, 11, 12. I still, as a
So do I.
grown man, still count with my fingers
Me
like
too.
a kindergartner.
Maybe like everybody else.
Yeah, maybe like everybody else. So that might be a joke, but that's the example of something that I just tossed down there.
All right, Tom Papa is with us. We'll be right back.
Happy birthday!
Tom Papa is with us.
We only have Tom here for.
Okay,
big
end of
birthdays.
October, your 6th special for Netflix came out.
Yes, Home Free. My new special's on Netflix right
Home
now.
free. No, that's Born Free.
Home,
Okay,
free.
As
as free as the comedian goes.
as long as you pay your Netflix subscription.
Right, exactly.
And so, where did you do that one? What?
I shot that at the Warner Theater in Washington, D.C. I shot it last June, I guess. And Home Free comes off of the first joke when I talk about how I just dropped my children off at school and they're gone now. For the first time, all my children have left the house, and nobody tells you how hard it's going to be pretending to be sad.
You know, I was looking right into his eyes. He had such a look of sincerity. And that is, however, what often makes for great humor, right?
Yeah.
It's the weird change of direction.
A little turn. You don't know where it's going.
Zig when you should have said.
Yeah, you zigged and you zagged.
And this is the shameless plug portion of our program. What else you got
Dirty.
going on?
So dirty. Well, the Big Beacon Theater is the big thing. I've got that huge show coming out in May. I'm very excited. I have to do the Beacon for the first time. And those tickets are available on tompapa.com and just all the other stuff. Just go to tompapa.com or check out my social media. I'm always posting pictures of my dog or my bread.
Did you make grilled cheese?
My
yet?
pug. How excited
Yes,
is the
because I
pug
saw-
community. Finally, justice
Yes, I woke up to your pug.
at the National Dog Show.
I know, it's amazing and so adorable.
Okay,
So adorable.
any more acting coming up?
Sorry.
I haven't acted in a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Well,
I
with
haven't
the
been
peak
really
with Matt,
go-
well, yeah, Matt Damon, you and him up there. In the
I
Euphoria.
know. I do enjoy it, but I've been going so hard on stand-up, and for a while there weren't a lot of auditions and stuff. I just haven't been thinking about it, but now I'm starting to get the itch. So next time I come through, I'll have something for you.
Okay, tompapa.com to get the tickets for the Grateful Bread Tour, Beacon Theater. There will be people standing outside on Broadway holding their index finger up, hoping for a miracle when that show is going on. Make sure you get the tie-dyed merch.
I know. I'm working on that
with,
now.
With the loaf.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
center, which will be great.
Yeah,
And
it'll be super cool. I have to figure out a way to get bread on the tour. Like how to people want. There is a way you could take sourdough starter and dry it out into flakes, and all you have to do is add water to it and it comes alive, and you have your own starter. I could try and distribute that
In little packets.
in little packets.
I
I am going to have a line of bread tools coming out in the spring,
Okay.
like cutting boards and
Do you have a
knives.
name for that yet?
No name for it yet, but it's a really good group. It's going to be like in Williams-Sonoma and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Very fancy.
You're
All
really
right.
good with the presents.
Yeah.
So
We-
you-
You
yeah.
got tickets to your show.
So you'll find
Yeah.
out. So people will be able to find out about that at tompapa.com. You'll keep people up to
Yeah,
date with things.
yeah, in a couple of months, I would imagine.
And-
we like to launch things after the holidays.
And there's at Tom Papa on Instagram
Yes,
And-
Instagram.
and on X.
No, I shut down X.
X is gone.
It's so gross.
Okay, where'd you go to?
I'm still on Instagram. Blue Sky is a thing now.
Is it?
You're supposed
now,
to be on
yeah.
Blue Sky. I don't know, but Threads took off for like a
Threads
month,
is around for
and
a
then
while.
that kind of
The
fizzled.
TikTok. You're
Oh
on
well, who
TikTok?
cares?
I'm on the TikToks.
Who cares? You're on Insta.
I'm on the Facebooks. I'll give you my own number. What do you want from me? I'm on the greatest radio show of all time.
See?
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Tom.
What are you going
Papa.
to do for your birthday?
I'm doing it now.
Yeah, this is it. I do the same thing. I love to work on my birthday.
So do I.
I really
I love
do.
to work every day.
Yeah, it's really great. I was going to bring you a carton of cigarettes and see
But
if
they're too expensive.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked in and walked right out.
Yeah, I know. You see,
I was
how
like,
much,
I'll just say happy birthday.
you see how much they cost. I don't like the guy that much.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you all.
It's a pleasure
Thank
to
you,
have
Tom.
you here. You're welcome anytime, as you know.
Thank you.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.